Good morning. My name is Ala Sokolovsky. I come from the Soviet Union, and I'm here to welcome you all to Gardner Street School's exciting rededication ceremony.
Welcome. My name is James Williams. I come from Virginia. Could you please join me in the flag salute? Please stand. Face the flag. Right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
My name is April Hill. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm very proud to have been chosen to introduce our principal, Mr. Jeff Sweeney. We're very glad you came to us, Mr. Sweeney.
It looks like our big day is here, isn't it, boys and girls? And I know you've been looking forward to this for a long time. Actually, the long time being 2 weeks. That's when we let you know about it. We are very fortunate to be here today. We are very fortunate to have our dignitaries. I wanted to thank everyone who has helped to put this lavish ceremony together. My hope is that as we go through today's ceremony, that all of the invited guests will get the intention of our ceremony itself. And that intention, once again, was to bring an educational message to our boys and girls. We are very fortunate to have on hand with us many invited guests, boys and girls, and they are all here to support you. You see them sitting off to the side. You see them up on the stage. In a few moments, you will be introduced to some more very, very special guests who you all know. And once again, they are here for the simple reason of saying to you that education is where it's at. They are here to give honor to us today as a way of saying thank you to the hard work that we hope you will be putting in throughout the year, and also a very special thank you to our very dedicated staff. In our midst today, what we have are people who are very honored parents who have helped to put together and finalize a building program that at times was lengthy. But once again, the final results, I think all the boys and girls and staff at this school will agree upon, the final results were outstanding. Also on hand, we have the superintendent of schools, Dr. Leonard Britton, and we also have on hand Mr. Eugene McAdoo, our Region D superintendent, again, here to give support to you boys and girls. Also on the stage, we have some very, very special guests, one of which was Michael Jackson's teacher, and you'll have an opportunity to hear from her in a few moments. I hope that everyone here has, as I said before, an enjoyable time. The message is clear, boys and girls. We are here for you. My hope is that as you go through today and as you follow through the rest of your educational time here at Gardner, you will remember the message that is brought to you today by our very special guests. Again, welcome to Gardner Street School, and thank you very much.
Welcome. My name is Ryan Najjar. I'm from Perth, Australia. I would like to welcome to our newly refurbished school our newly elected school board member, Mr. Mark Slavkin. Mr. Slavkin.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I will be brief because I have a feeling that many of you came today not to hear my speech, but to hear somebody who's going to come after me in a few minutes. But I am excited to be here as the board member representing this area And I also want to recognize the president of the school board who is here with us today, Ms. Jackie Goldberg. Soon after I was elected in July, I got involved with finishing up the reconstruction project at Gardner. And as we finally finished it after years of hard work, I raised the idea that wouldn't it be nice to have a small ribbon cutting ceremony here to acknowledge the achievement. But the people here on stage had much bigger and better ideas than a ribbon cutting ceremony. They had the idea of bringing Michael Jackson back to Gardner to recognize him and to turn this into really a positive celebration of Gardner and the future of this school. So all the credit goes to the parents, Dan Brennan, Judith Drury, Joan Pringle, many, many others, who persevered over the last couple of years to ensure that this school became what we want it to be and what it ought to be. And from now we look to the future, and the future is in your hands as the students and the teachers and principal and staff here to build from this day forward and make this a truly exciting school and honor all of you and all who have come before you in this school, including our special guest, Michael Jackson. So thank you very much for having me here today, and I look forward to the rest of the program. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Steven Pina. I'm from New Mexico. I'd like to welcome to Gardner the Superintendent of LA Unified School District, Dr. Leonard Britton.
Thank you. I'm really delighted to be here today to participate in these dedication or rededication ceremonies, however you want to call it. And I'm sure many of you students here at Gardner Elementary know that the word dedicate has more than one meaning. It doesn't mean only to say, well, naming a place and dedicate it to that name. It has other meanings beyond that. And we're here, of course, to honor Michael Jackson today, and we're going to dedicate to his name. But beyond that, the word dedicate really means to commit yourself to a project, to give it as much attention, energy, time, and thought as possible until you get that job done well. Michael Jackson himself is an outstanding example of what a dedicated person really is. Now, when he prepares for one of his shows, what he does, he works and works and works hard. He rehearses many, many times over the songs, the dances, the movements, the choreography, everything that has to go into his performance. And he does it over and over and over again until he gets it just the way he wants it to be. He's dedicated to giving his fans not just an okay show, not one that's a good show, but he wants a great show. And this is something he does over and over every time he makes his presentations. Now, I see today that one of the songs on the agenda will be the song "We Are the World," which I understand Michael Jackson had something to do with its writing. I might not have this perfectly right, but I believe part of the song says that you, today's children, will be the ones to make a brighter day in the future, tomorrow's adults. Now, Michael Jackson was a student, just like you are, in this school. He was here at one time, and he has fulfilled his dedication, not only as a child star, but now as a great superstar. And he today, like others on the platform, including Mr. Slavkin, your principal, Mr. Sweeney, and the teachers, know that in our hearts that you, the current students of Gardner Elementary, will make the world of the 21st century a brighter place in which to live. So what I'd like to suggest to everyone here is we dedicate this auditorium both to Michael Jackson, but also to each of you, the future Michael Jacksons, the future school board members, the future teachers, the future principals, superintendent, and officials of this great city. You indeed are our world, and you are our children, and we're very, very proud of you. And I would like to extend my thanks to Michael Jackson for giving him his valuable, valuable time here today and sharing that with us and with you as our students. And it is indeed our honor to be a participant in this dedication ceremonies. Thank you.
Welcome. My name is Ada Eliyahu, and I'm from Israel. I am pleased to introduce to you Mr. Eugene McAdoo, the Assistant Superintendent of our region, Region D. Mr. McAdoo.
Thank you very much, Ada. Good morning, boys and girls. I'm very pleased to have a chance to talk to the boys and girls first. Boys and girls, you just heard our superintendent, Dr. Britton, talk about dedication. And you know that the most important, most well-known graduate of your school is coming here today to have this auditorium dedicated after him. I hope you heard what Dr. Britton said, though, about your dedication. You know, whether you come from Virginia, or you come from Russia, or you come from Mexico, or you come from Los Angeles, you too can be successful in America. All it takes is dedication, hard work, and obviously, you know I'm going to say, education. Michael Jackson obviously is a very important person, and every one of you is an important person also. We want you to have that same kind of dedication, that same kind of hard work, and that same kind of, you know you have to get an education feeling so that you too will be dedicated. To the adults in this room, I'd like to say that to me, this is an example of what we're going into in public education. Some people call it reform, restructuring. Some call it shared decision making. We all know that it talks about parents and teachers and administrators working together hand in hand to make things work for the boys and girls. And that's exactly what you see here today. The parents that you see here on the stage have really dedicated themselves over the last 2 or 3 years to make today possible. I certainly would not only like to thank Michael Jackson for taking time out of his obviously busy schedule, but also some of the outstanding people here on the stage. I'm just going to say something to 2 of them because I would like to say to the parent who has really been the spearhead behind all of this, including today, Dan Brennan, thank you very much. Thank you on behalf of the boys and girls. And also to the gentleman who was in Region D but is no longer in Region D, another Dan, Mr. Dan Austin, who picked up and came over to Gardner Street School every time he thought he was needed to make sure that the day took place. Thank you, Mr. Austin. And finally, I'd like to thank all of you for being here with us today. Thank you very much.
Welcome. My name is Cynthia Martinez. I come from Chile. I would like to introduce our parent PTA representative, Mr. Dan Brennan, who organized the events taken today. Mr. Brennan?
I'm Dan Brennan. I'm the parent PTA rep at the school. This thing began about 2.5 years ago, where a number of us parents met every Tuesday morning at 8:30 for a year and a half. We managed to, a thing that was implemented in the school was shared decision making. That just happened this year. I feel that we have done shared decision making prior to that happening, whatever that means. I'm very, very nervous. This whole event was underwritten by corporate sponsorship, and we have taken some flack about the fact that Michael only went to school here for a year, but Michael came back to the school. We had solicited people that had gone to the school. No one that has reached any kind of prominence has come back to the school. Michael, he was here in 1969. I think it's real important that we emphasize the fact that everything today was done through corporate sponsorship and through Michael Jackson and through an appeal to the people that believe in education, that believe in the system, and that it can work. That's what brought everybody here today. In particular, there's a number of people here that I some I don't see, but Larry Stessel in particular from CBS Records, who is responsible for underwriting the cost of the letters, which are magnificent. The programs that all the kids are going to be receiving at the end of this school day, and that the reps have here, the boys, Motown Records, in particular Bob Jones from MJJ Productions, which is Michael's management company, Motown Records, Gerald Busby. I would like to thank them all very, very much. In particular, at this time, I think it's real important to introduce the people that really was the nucleus of this whole project getting finished. And those are these 5 people that met every day, along with our new principal, Jeff Sweeney. And I would like to introduce them at this time. There's Angie Ramson. Stand up. Okay. Joan Pringle. Judith Drury. Rosemary Rosencheck. Myself. Jeff Sweeney, our principal. Mrs. Ann Dan, our teacher rep. Dan Austin, who was here at every meeting. And again, I would like to thank all the people involved in pulling this whole project. Lee Salters just walked in, and I know who he is. They don't know who he is. Thank you very, very much. And Mike Mitchell from Motown with the boys. It's a great event. Thank you. Pardon me? Yes. Also, excuse me. Also, we have Teresa, Gina, and Mariana, who are other parents that have been real instrumental in this. Thank you.
Before we introduce Laura Gerson, and before I have the opportunity to introduce Miss Ann Dan, who will introduce Laura Gerson, a little bit of information for the press as to what will happen so you can plan out your next steps. After Michael gets his presentation, he will then get a presentation from the students in front of the choir. The choir will in turn lead the audience in singing We Are the World. As we get toward the conclusion of singing We Are the World, the dignitaries on stage, the dignitaries on the side will then move out to the area on the steps where Michael will then go to unveil the sign that says Michael Jackson Auditorium. Our concern is that when you folks start moving, obviously we do not want to impair any of the vision of the children, and we want it to be done in a safe manner. So if you can keep that in mind, we would greatly appreciate it. I would like to introduce to you a teacher who has been here almost 30 years. When I first came on board to this school, they said, if you want to know what goes on at Gardner Street School, talk to Ann Dan. I've had many people come back to me over and over again and say, Ann Dan was the greatest teacher I've ever had. I have an opportunity to introduce Ann to all of you. The boys and girls know her very well. If you can give a warm round of applause for Mrs. Ann Dan.
I have the pleasure of introducing an old friend to Gardner. She was a fellow co-worker, a very good friend, and Michael Jackson's 6th grade teacher. In fact, Michael wanted and hoped that she would be here today. Mrs. Laura Gerson.
This is like old home week. I spent 20 years in this place. It's nice. It doesn't seem like 20 years that I first met Michael. I walked out onto the playground, and there sat this beautiful little boy with a man, and we called our children in. one by one. And as I looked at this little boy, I said, gee, is that a beautiful child? I hope he's mine. And he was, much to my great happiness. It was our custom always to collect the children in that way. And as I remember thinking that I had never heard of the Jackson 5 when somebody told me, this boy is famous. I had never heard of the Jackson 5, but somebody more hip was cued in and let me know. But he never talked about himself, and he was just one of the kids accepted by all the children, and we settled down for a year of togetherness. I knew that his schoolwork was carefully monitored by his parents, and we were visited often by the people from his record company. I came to know that he was a fabulously talented young man who disappeared now and then to perform on national television. I knew that he was a kind, gentle, and intelligent young man whom we were all proud of. Of course, I could never know that he would become the most well-known superstar in the world, or that he would become the most original dancer, singer, composer, and choreographer on the world stage. How happy I am for him. He's a wonderful man. I believe that what I most respect in Michael, with all of his magnificent talent, is his kindness, his generosity of spirit, and his willingness to help the unfortunate of the world. I have wanted to talk to him and often wished I could reach him, so I'm doing so now. Michael, it's an honor. Where are you, dear? It's an honor to present this plaque to you on behalf of the parents and faculty, past and present, of Gardner School, as a token of our respect and our love for you, not only as a performer, but as a fine human being. Thank you. Here you are, dear. Wow.
First, I'd like to thank my teacher, Mrs. Gerson, and Mrs. Rose Fine, who is another one of my teachers. She's here also, and I'd like to thank her. I am deeply touched and honored that the PTA, principal, and faculty members and students have been so kind as to dedicate the auditorium where I sat as a child in my honor. We must all never forget that the children are our future, and without them, mankind would become extinct. I thank Ms. Gerson, I love you, and Ms. Rose Fine, I love you, and the Gardner Street School Associates, and all the children, I love you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Robert Wilson. I've got to be the luckiest kid in my school because I get to welcome you personally and present you with this key to our school. Thank you for coming and making this such a special event.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
My name is Arcelia Del Cid. My family comes from Mexico. Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie wrote and recorded the song We Are the World. They wrote it to take a stand. Now the Gardner Chorus would like to sing it for you.
When the From Venezuela. Now, Gardner's most famous alumnus, Michael Jackson, will unveil the letters for the auditorium named in his honor.
Michael.
Hey, Mike. Get down for the hell with the camera.
Oh, that's what he's going to do.
Come on, man. I hope the sound's going.
Did it? What happened to the flag? Is it up there? Oh.
I thank the boys and the singing group, the boys, and all the people of Gardner Street School. This is the happiest day of my life. I love you. Thank you.
Okay, let's go in between. Let him get in between. Michael was here, this was his old classroom. So what I believe the boys and girls would like you to do, if you wouldn't mind, if we give you a marker, would you mind signing your name on the wall? Okay. Where do you want him to sign? Here. I don't mind.
He would got it. Just that everybody like.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Okay. Boys and girls, can we tell them thank you?
I'd like to introduce one of my favorite groups, the boys, to everybody. What you got today off school?
Yeah, I tried to tell my teacher, but I probably have to bring a note though.
Guys, come on. Sit down.
Michael, this way, Michael. Michael, this way, Michael.
And each time I saw you, I said, very easy. Go for it, Michael.
He did.
Yeah. We got even minutes.
Watch these kids. You ready to act? Please back up just a minute. I just
just wanted you to move to the side, sir. That's all I was asking.